And okay.
Okay. So our last presenter today, certainly not the least, is Emma Thompson. Emma lives in West Des Moines and attends Valley High School. She's the daughter of Tina and James Thompson. The title of her project is TECHS, Teen Electronics and Cyber Health for Seniors.
You know, you feel a little foolish when you want to do something and you can't get it to work the way you'd like it to be.
You just don't understand the technology.
Embarrassing and frustrating.
Hard to understand.
And I felt left behind.
For all the amazing things we are able to do with technology, there sure are a lot of frustrating parts too. As you just saw in the video, I am not alone in this observation. Many barriers, such as small font size, unfamiliar vocabulary, and constant updates to software leave many people overwhelmed and frustrated. The average tech support nationwide charges $80 an hour. Many people aren't willing to pay that much money, choosing instead to stay frustrated at their device. For this reason, I created a program called TECHS, which stands for Teen Electronics and Cyber Health for Seniors. Now that we all carry phone cameras with us, we take a lot more photos than we used to. One common question TECHS volunteers face is, are my photos being backed up in the cloud? Allow me to demonstrate how to tackle this question for an iPhone user. First, go to the Settings app. Then, click the Apple ID profile here at the top that I have boxed in red. Then, click on iCloud. From here, you can see a colored bar that shows which apps are using iCloud storage. As you can see, posts are being represented by the yellow bar, and photos are on, which I have circled. Let's also check while we're here and see how much storage you have left on your device. If it is not full, your phone will continue to back up your data on the apps that you have chosen. You can tell the phone to back up data for individual apps by hitting the switch next to the app. In just about 30 seconds, I can reassure people that their photos are safe in case their phone is lost or damaged. In the event that iCloud backup isn't on, I would then walk them through how to set that up. Now that we know our photos are safe, I'm going to walk you through how I built my program, the things I learned while creating it, my inspiration, and the effects TECHS have on the community. There was a lot of preparation that took place before I had even started to meet with clients. The first task was to build my website and brand, and get an understanding of how I was going to run TECHS with COVID-19 restrictions. Being the virtual home of my entire program, creating the website was a lot of effort. Here are the key elements of my website. First, we have the homepage. Next, the most popular service we offer, as well as statistics. And on these additional pages, people can get to know my program and learn how to sign up for an appointment. After 54 hours spent over a span of 3 weeks, I had finally finished my website, and I was ready to start reaching out to senior living communities and schools about my program. I also contacted a reporter from KCCI who posted about my program to his many followers. One of my biggest difficulties was meeting with people virtually, most often on the very device with which they needed help. Sometimes, I called them on the phone to talk them through how to set up a video call before we could even get to the problem that they contacted TECHS about. I also had to often visualize what they were looking at because I could no longer see their phone. But the greatest difficulty with my project was that I had to make substantial changes as a result of COVID-19 to make sure that the seniors I wanted to serve were protected, and I was in compliance with health restrictions at senior living communities. Social distancing means spending a lot more time at home, leaving many to more heavily rely on technology. As a result, I decided to expand my program. To reach more people and make a greater impact on my community, I opened TECHS up to any senior who needs help. Originally, my goal was to work with volunteers in senior living communities, about 3 of them to meet in person about twice a month, solving approximately 72 issues per month. But many of the senior living communities that I had planned to work with were closed to the public. It took a couple of months to get my program up and running, but this month, TECHS has solved 81 problems, exceeding my original goal. Recruiting volunteers was another major part of my work. TECHS is registered with 4 school districts, allowing students from all over Des Moines to get involved with TECHS. I transformed my original plan of hosting in-person volunteer training sessions into a virtual handbook that outlined different parts of my program, like meeting etiquette, a code of ethics, guidelines, and common problems that volunteers individually completed. Then, I met with each volunteer and interviewed them to make sure that they were a good fit for TECHS. In these interviews, I looked for uncommon volunteers, leaders with good character, who would treat our clients with compassion and empathy. Once approved, volunteers could choose from a variety of ways to serve. The many ways TECHS volunteers can impact our community gives them the full opportunity to rise to leadership that President Hoover desired for youth. Some volunteers chose to prepare a video for the TECHS YouTube channel and Facebook page addressing common problems. Our Technology Tip Thursday post taught viewers how to take screenshots, download Zoom, change wallpaper, watch a Facebook Live events, transfer photos, among so many more topics. Other volunteers met virtually with clients. A TECHS event, like the one pictured, was the final option in which a couple volunteers and I would go and set up a table outside senior living communities, and seniors could sign up for a meeting or even just drop in for technology help. This was a great way to meet people, especially since we've been deprived of meeting people in person lately, and we definitely still wore masks and observed social distancing. When I started this project, I thought I was a really organized person. I already managed a schedule full of difficult classes, school activities, and soccer, but managing a project of this scale requires organization on a whole new level. On top of my busy schedule, I had to make time to work on my project and make sure everything was completed. There were a lot of aspects I had to manage. For me, that meant a lot of sticky notes. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been single-handedly funding the entire sticky note industry for a couple of months now. Having a good relationship was also very important because there were a lot of people I had to regularly communicate with, such as clients, volunteers, and senior living community activity directors. Like Hoover often did, I needed to be able to communicate with others about my vision. As I have long been an admirer of President Hoover, his actions and words were definitely a source of inspiration for the creation of my program. His Quaker faith led to a belief that all people are of equal value and deserving of assistance, and his egalitarian beliefs, volunteering, and having moral integrity were especially important to him. Reflecting on Hoover's actions, TECHS provides a way to help to have many students volunteer and donate some of their time towards helping seniors with technology problems. TECHS reflects Hoover's actions by recognizing the importance of using individual abilities and giving back to the community by helping others who need help. TECHS student volunteers, for whom technology comes easily, use their abilities to teach seniors to better use their device and ease frustrations. Furthermore, President Hoover advocated for helping people in a non-judgmental way. TECHS reflects this by allowing seniors to ask questions in a warm and welcoming environment that actually helps them learn and fix things. TECHS has helped bridge the gap between two entirely different generations with different upbringings by working together and learning to understand each other. Hearing about people's life experiences while meeting with them made my day, and we definitely brightened theirs as well. It seems that the very qualities in Hoover that I studied and admired 8 years ago made such a big impact on the person I am today. Ultimately, TECHS has made a very positive impact on our community. In just a couple months, TECHS recruited 25 volunteers that met with seniors to solve 166 problems, and that number is only getting bigger. I estimate that the value of these services is $6,480 so far. My work with TECHS is far from over. I will still continue to plan events, work with senior living communities, maintain the YouTube channel, and update the website. In the next 6 months, I will be working to identify leaders among my volunteers who can manage the local tasks for TECHS moving forward. I am so excited to think about how many problems we can solve by the end of this year, by this time next year, or even in a couple years from now. Not only has TECHS beneficially impacted the seniors we helped, but also the volunteers. My absolute favorite part of working on TECHS was helping on with the problem. Seeing their face light up, or how happy they sounded once we had solved their problem, made my work all worth it. For example, one of the more rewarding tech issues I solved was when I helped someone download Zoom on her computer so she could attend her weekly virtual Bible study. Technology is particularly challenging for her due to having dyslexia and vision impairment. But she was definitely very doubtful that anyone could solve her problem, especially virtually. But after an hour, she's now able to attend her virtual sessions. Helping her connect with her friends, which she'd been missing, was one of the many highlights of my program. I am so glad that I can share such experiences with my volunteers. As I close, let's hear from some more seniors that TECHS has helped.
Much more comfortable.
Very clear.
Oh, I felt on top of the world. I was so glad.
Happy and relieved that I could save time and just learn a little bit more about my computer.
We had very good success and understood her completely, and
It's just absolutely wonderful help and just very knowledgeable help as well.
keep up the good work. And I hope that people see and hear what we're saying and utilize what you offer.
Thank you.
What, do you work with places like Edgewater and Deerfield and Wesley Acres and so on and so on?
Edgewater, Deerfield, Evans Creek, the Lodge of Ashworth. We're in communications with them places as well.
And will you be able to go live when we get past, we hope,
Yes.
and send them?
Yep, the original plan was to definitely have them in person. So at some point, once this whole COVID thing is over, we'll be able to actually go in person and set up like a little booth, which is kind of what we did with our events, but then they can help people in person and just right there.
For Apple Care, because I have an Apple, as far as I can tell you, it was part of the price of you're getting a laptop from them. And I think it was for $50 a year, you get 24/7 assistance. I was shocked by the numbers that you gave of $80 an hour.
Yeah, it's just a nationwide study that they did. It's all over the U.S. that they found that $80 an hour was the average rate. It's very expensive. So.
Are you usually able to solve the problem, or sometimes do you find problems that you just can't fix?
Yeah, there have not been very many issues where we haven't been able to fix. Actually, one of the problems I did at first, I wasn't really sure what to do. She had this computer that it was called the WOW computer, and it's specifically designed for seniors. And so it has a lot of different apps and stuff that you can use, but that way it blocks some services. So I ended up spending about an hour and a half on phone with the WOW computer technology support group to figure out how I could get Zoom on her computer as well. And so after a while we figured it out, and I was able to go into her computer virtually even and just get Zoom and then walk her through how to do so. So it's a lot of improv and making sure that you can figure it out on the fly.
Are there other chapters, I'll call them TECHS, in other cities in Iowa?
Yes, actually. So I am going to go to school at Augustana University, and so I plan to open TECHS there as well and talk to the senior living communities and make sure we get that program up and running there too. As well as, since I opened my program up to any senior who needs help, we have had people from Minnesota and different states around the U.S. contact us for technology help.
This is not a question, this is a statement. I have about 16 on my list for you to fix.
Awesome. Yes. I would love to help you with those.
I don't know.
And you had on a Stanford sweatshirt, but it was reversed for some reason. Maybe it was taken in the mirror. Have you applied there? You hope to go?
Yeah, so it's actually been my dream school ever since I studied Herbert Hoover in 3rd grade. It's been my dream school to go there. So I am committed to Augustana for soccer, but I do plan to apply to Stanford for graduate school.
Good luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
thank you. You certainly have found an area where there's need, as a senior, I can tell you. So thank you again. It's my pleasure and honor to present you with a certificate signed by the governor and lieutenant governor, recognizing a project that you're doing, and also an envelope in here with a check that you also.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.